Welcome everyone back to Wrestling with Politics. My name is Joel Perez, and today we're going to be discussing the potential ban of TikTok in the United States. And as we all know, earlier this year, Congress passed a law stating that they would ban TikTok in the United States if the Chinese-based company refused to sell to a United States-based corporation. And as we all know, TikTok hasn't sold its company. So that means that this January 19th, literally 1 month away, one day before Donald Trump, the next president, takes office, TikTok could potentially be banned. And what that means is that an app used by over 170 million Americans literally overnight could be gone. So this is a historic and unprecedented decision here, because never in the history of the United States have we seen a social media company as large as TikTok get banned. And so obviously this leads to so many questions. And one of those questions is, why? Why is the American government doing this? Why do they feel like that they should take control over what the American people are seeing? And if you ask them, they'll tell you they're just trying to protect you from big bad China, who is evil and just trying to steal your information and sell it for money online, which is literally the same thing that every other American company is already doing. But instead of passing a law to make sure that any private company isn't able to profit from selling the private data of Americans, they'd rather ban TikTok and violate the First Amendment of the Constitution. And TikTok has been a platform where many of the government's lies have been exposed. For example, with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict alone, we wouldn't be where we were at with this entire conflict if it weren't for platforms like TikTok. The amount of people who have voiced their support on that platform, and if you go on TikTok for just 10 minutes, you'll see exactly what's going on in Gaza. And that's not something you're able to do on US company apps like YouTube and Google. Google is not the same as it used to be. If you search something up on Google, you could barely find the result of what you're searching for. And if you go on YouTube, you'll get a video. If you try to search something up about Palestine, you'll get a video from CNN or ABC. But if you go on TikTok, you'll get the perspective of Palestine from an actual Palestinian. And so that's exactly what the US government doesn't want you to see. They don't want that amount of information about what's going on in Gaza, about what they're funding in Israel by $15 billion of your US taxpayer money. They don't want you to see that on platforms like TikTok. So it's not about China. It's about censoring what regular everyday Americans are able to see, because the government, they want you to get your information from mainstream media and mainstream media alone. But Americans have said time and time again that they don't want that. But unfortunately, the government and these platforms aren't listening, because on platforms like YouTube, it's very difficult to get the perspective of a regular person. And that's why I post these videos on platforms like TikTok and Rumble, because you can't just depend on YouTube, number one. And number two, people are dying for uncensored media, the perspective of a real, genuine human being, not some corporate news robot. And that's exactly the importance of what we're doing here on this show, because whether or not you agree or disagree with what I have to say, you know I'm giving you my honest opinion, and I'm telling you what I really think. And let me tell you, if you want to know what I really think, this TikTok ban, this is some bullshit. And so that leads us to our next question, which is, can TikTok possibly be saved? And right now, the only hope for TikTok seems to be the next president of the United States, Donald Trump, which puts a lot of people who don't like Donald Trump in a funny position, because a lot of young people who hate Donald Trump, if you want to keep your favorite little app, TikTok, well, now you need Donald Trump's help. And so Donald Trump has tried to take action to ensure that TikTok won't be banned due to his large following on the platform. He's urged the Supreme Court to either delay or completely deny the banning of TikTok.
I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. And there are those that say that TikTok had something to do with that.
Trump.
Which honestly would be very good news. So, of course, the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, is on the completely opposite end, saying that TikTok is a threat to democracy. And so only time will be able to tell once again whether or not TikTok will be banned. Something tells me that something will get in the way of this happening, and hopefully it does, because if it does happen, it would be a historic blow to everybody's First Amendment rights, and the government would succeed in once again censoring what Americans are able to see. They've done it so many times throughout US history, and they would be able to get away with it again right here. And listen, I'm not somebody who personally loves TikTok. I've never even downloaded the app, never made an account. I've only seen TikToks through my wife's phone, if anything. And I honestly think that a lot of the content on TikTok will rot your brain. But the reason that the government is coming after TikTok, it's very clear. It's because there's information on there that they do not want you to see by any means necessary. The truth has found its way onto TikTok because, yes, through TikTok, you're able to see the perspective of regular, average, everyday Americans. And that is not something the government wants you to see. They want you to see the news. That's basically it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think that TikTok should be banned? Do you think China is actually a threat to the lives of American citizens? And do you think TikTok is actually a threat to the lives of American citizens? Or is this once again the government trying to interfere with what people see and what people hear? You let me know in the comment section down below. For now, that's all I've got for you. And if you want to help us out here on Wrestling with Politics, you already know what you can do. You can hit that subscribe button. You can hit the comment section down below. And one more thing, you can help us out on Rumble. We're also on other platforms. We're trying to expand. We've been doing very well on Rumble. And if you want to check us out on there and give us a follow, that would be greatly appreciated. For now, thank you very much for watching this video.
Hey,